Purishavaha is also involved, Purishava is also involved, and
Udakavaha.
Udakavaha is also involved because the liquidity is increased, right? So these are the 4 Shrotases which we see in this particular Falashruti. Now the question I want to ask here is, you guys did not ask me when I was telling the shloka. I thought someone will ask me. Let's go back to the shloka once. Is there any word which I went through and but I didn't explain in the Falashruti? I'll give you a clue. It's in the Falashruti. One word you didn't understand or I didn't explain. I should have explained. Okay. In the last, also I have repeated that. So let's go the next one. So when should it be taken? So if you are using for Samana Vata at the stage of Ajirna, we have to give it in Madhya Bhakta. Apana Vata, if you are going to use, then it is Prag Bhakta. But Asavarishta has to be given in Anta Bhakta. Depending on how much water you can dilute and give it to the patient, you can use any of these 3 things. But usually it is preferable to be given at least some amount of food, little bit, at least 1 spoon of food has to be taken, and then the Asavarishta has to be given inside. No direct Asavarishta at empty stomach should be given. And Avadhi in Rasatantrasara Siddha Prayoga Sangraha for chronic disorders, as for Grahani and such, this yoga can be given up to 2 years. Okay. Yatha Kurvanti Saupaya. Matra, it is not mentioned in the shloka, but Syat Tayormanam Palonmitam. That is the common dosage for all Asavarishtas, and that is up to 1 pala. Up to 1 pala. Not 1 pala completely, up to 1 pala, depending on the patient's strength and the disease strength. Anupana, it always jala. Jala has to be mixed and given. So now coming back to the Falashruti. The Yat Sadayanti Tatphalam. What is that one word which I didn't explain? Sarvajvara Prashamana, Dhananjaya Tikshnakarana, Durvara Grahanihara, and Raktatisara Ulvanam. So Jvara, again, this shloka I had asked you and you already said it. That is Koshtagni, Jvaradaha, Siyuhu, Rasanugaha. So when we do the Samprapti Vigatana, we are focusing on the Rasanuga and the Koshtagni. Right? And this, the medicine is acting on that particular Shrotas and that particular Koshta. So the site of action is very important. Right? The medicine. Now, what is Dhananjaya? You didn't ask me, na? Can anyone say what is Dhananjaya?
Upavayu.
Which Upavayu is it?
Karikala Devadatta Kurma Dhananjaya.
What is its function? Where is its site? Upavayu,
Hridaya.
correct?
Hridaya.
ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಕೆಲಸ ಏನದ್ರದ್ದು? What is its function? It is the last vata to exit the body. It is the last vata. Even after death, the prana is left. All other vatas have left. Samana, prana, vyana, udana, kurma, naga, all of them have left. The last vata to remain behind is Dhananjaya. What you see in patients when there is a dead body and it bloats up, that vata is accumulated there, right? I think it is, I am not remembering the technical term for it in anatomy, but you guys should tell me. What is it called? Which stage we will see the bloating of the person after death? After how many hours? Does anyone remember? These all are AIPGT questions. You have to know. Okay. So that is Dhananjaya. But when we see in the commentary of Sharangdara Samhita, Gudartha Deepika, we have this particular quotation. Atascha Dhananjaya Agnim Tikshnam Pachana Samarthya Yatha Syat Tatha Kuryat. So Dhananjaya here is also referring to the Agni itself. And why is that? what is the relation between Dhananjaya, which is present in the heart, and its action in the stomach for Agni? Is there any relation?
Samana Vyana relation alva.
Yeah, that is there. Samana and Vyana, we are letting it out. That is
Hmm.
out of the syllabus now.
Hmm.
We're only talking about the Dhananjaya and the Agni. What is the relation? Anyone? Think ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಯಾರು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ? What is a heart exactly? What organ is a heart? Heart ಯಾವ organ? What is Hridaya? You can answer both Ayurvedically or in modern terms. What is heart?
Chetanasthanam.
Yes, it is a Chetana Sthana. Exactly. You know, in 1900s or before 1800s, not in India but outside, let's consider this because this medicine was given to us in 13th century or 15th century itself. But before that, if anyone got Atisara, what was it called as? It was a death sentence, right? Dysentery, cholera. Usually, anyone had this kind of diseases, there will be death. Plagues, Black Plague, which happened in the Europe, almost village to village, city to city died. 1/5 of the population died because of the Black Plague, right? So the main cause for Black Plague was influenza, or you can also call it as the cholera. All of these viruses, they were causing it, right? So if you give some medicine which is going to have the power to control Dhananjaya, make sure Dhananjaya is controlled so that the death doesn't occur. That is why this yoga is important. That's the first thing. The second thing is, yes, heart is a pump. Yes, heart's major action is seen in the circulatory system. But another part of heart's function that it is an endocrine gland. So now my question to you guys is, what hormones does heart produce?
ENF.
Just ENF? There are many hormones which heart produces. And this is also again small another homework for you guys. If I tell everything, you will not do anything. Go do your homework, see which hormones heart produces and what effects those hormones have over the Jataragni. Fair enough question, right? Martira?
Okay.
Okay, so this is an interesting thing. No? You will not see this Dhananjay word everywhere. It's very rarely mentioned. And this yoga, we see it. What is Durvara Grahani? Is it a special type of Grahani? Durvara Grahani is also known as Kalaja Grahani. We actually see it in Varsha Ritu or Pravrit Ritu. Which dosha is in Prakopavastha there?
Vata dosha.
Vata dosha, exactly. So Grahani will become worsen. It worsens in the month of Pravrit or Varsha because Vata is very dushta over there. And that flaring up of Grahani or Grahani Roga is known as Durvara Grahani. Okay. And there also you have apakvam dhareti annam pakvam sujati parvati, right? Durbalam agnim. So again here durbala agni is there. And again we just talked about how Dhananjaya is going to make agni tikshnam. It is going to bala is increase of the agni. And again, Bala, there is another Mala is Bala. Mala equals Bala. Which disease do we see this in? Or which disease do we find this reference that Mala is Bala?
Raja
Exactly. And there also in Ekadasha Rupi Raja Ikshma, is Atisara a symptom?
Sir?
In Ekadasha Rupi of Raja Ikshma, is Atisara a symptom?
Yes, sir. Varchas.
Exactly. Exactly. So you see, just one yoga, it is not even mentioning a Raja Ikshma. Anywhere they have mentioned Raja Ikshma? No. But it is having links. That is how our Ayurveda is. You will see only one, two, they have only given 2 lines, not more than 2 lines. But you will understand which disease, how we can use this in. And finally, Raktatisara.